What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the Engineers Without Filters podcast, episode 173. I'm your host, Jacob Thompson, and tonight I'm drinking water, mainly because I just forgot to grab beer, and my tummy's been a little rumbly today, so I'm trying to keep it chill. Keeping it chill. Like, you guys are laughing, but I've been having tacos this week, and the tacos, again, are fighting back.
Are you ever going to drink beer on this podcast?
Yeah.
I also forgot to go to the liquor store this week, and I feel bad bumming off of Joseph for beer all the time. So I gotta make the time. You know, it sucks being in Minnesota now, where I can't get groceries and beer at the same store.
Yeah, you gotta work for it.
Bullshit.
Yeah, but yeah, that's what I got going on. Joseph, what are you drinking over there?
I'm Joseph, and I'm drinking good old M43 that I've been holding on to since the last time I was home.
Nice.
Waiting for the perfect. Yeah. What can you say? It's great. It's fantastic. I've got beer.
Solid beer.
Uses.
I wouldn't lend out a M43.
No.
Especially in Minnesota.
No, he gets the Coors Banquet.
Yeah, right, I was gonna say.
I get the bottom of the barrel, so it's been there in the fridge for 3 weeks.
Right. All right, well, I'm Gabe, and I'm drinking a classic. It's Flavor Wave from Indeed. Can't go wrong with it.
What's worse, me never drinking beer, or you always drink the same one?
You never drinking beer. That's not even a question, Jacob.
How are we supposed to lose our filters if you're not drinking a beer, Jacob?
Yeah.
It's in the title.
All right, I'll get on.
Hey, you're making us look like a bunch of frauds.
Much alcohol.
And I'm drinking an Oberon. Last one in my fridge. So.
Okay.
There you go.
Well, time to buy more then.
Maybe. We'll see.
Well, welcome back to the podcast, everyone. This is the Engineers Without Filters podcast, where every other week, the four of us try to get together and talk about some bullshit or what's been on our minds. We post every other Monday on podcast services and YouTube. We also stream on Thursday nights when we record, and we also play some games. So come check out our Twitch channel. All the links are in the description below. But yeah, we're back. It's been a few weeks off because I was moving, and now Joseph and I are living together once again. Third time's the charm. Me, Joseph, and Melissa are now in Minneapolis, and we're also in the same room right now. So apologies for any audio issues, but hopefully we'll get those nailed out by next week. But yeah, how are you guys doing? Who wants to go first? Who's got some exciting hot goss they need to spill on the pod?
What's that face, Dayton?
I don't even remember what I've done this week.
It's been 3 weeks. I feel like a lot has happened.
You gotta have something, Dave.
Oh, I actually do. Yeah, I've forgotten because of how long it's been. I sold my mountain bike and then bought a new mountain bike. I haven't ridden it yet though because it doesn't have any pedals on it. So.
Lame.
What a ripoff. They sell you a mountain bike and they don't even give you any fucking pedals for it.
Imagine buying a car without pedals.
It's like buying a car without tires.
Yeah.
How do they give it to you?
Hell yeah. I got some funny things that happened recently I wanted to share. So, Gabe, you were gone last week, and we were planning on doing a game stream, but we instead decided to just do some technical stuff. And we turn on the video call, and Dayton exclaims, he's like, "Oh, you feeling frisky, Jacob?" And the reason he said that is because last Thursday I was getting myself a haircut, and I had finished the haircut. I'm like, it looks good. Let me just run through the top one more time, just to make sure I didn't miss anything. And I started running through it, and 1 second too late, I'm like, the guard's off. So I had just no guard on the razor, just right in the dome. So I had to shave my entire head to make up for it. So I'm finally, thanks, my hair grows pretty fast, so I'm getting back. But I was rocking the shaved head look last week, and honestly, it didn't look that bad. Not as bad as I thought it was going to.
It was fine.
It was fine.
It was
Way to
like,
console him. It didn't look like total shit.
It's different, but like after like 10 minutes of talking to you, I didn't even notice.
Yeah, you get used to it.
I think it would have been more jarring if like somebody who has like longer hair, like if Joseph or like Josh would shave their head.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I already got pretty short hair, so so yeah, that was a funny thing. And then
I was gonna say, with that, I got a text at work that said, heads up for when y'all get home, I made a mistake while giving myself, and that was all the preview showed up. And I was like, oh god, what am I about to walk into when I get home? Said, gave myself a haircut, had to take drastic measures.
I didn't want you guys to get home and see me and go, I had to give you some little bit of heads
Who's the stranger in my home?
Yeah, exactly. And the other thing that happened today, which was annoying, but I should have remembered, Joseph, when you had to get your license, that this happened. But I went to the DMV because I'm like, I gotta get my Minnesota license, And I looked online. It's like, okay, I need my old ID, my passport, and my grade. Got it. Go over there, wait in line for like 20, 30 minutes. Finally get called up. I'm like, all right, I need a license. And she's like, you take a test? I'm like, no, I just need a standard license. I got an out-of-state license, and she's like, no, you gotta take a knowledge-based test.
Yeah,
you can get your license.
You do.
I'm like, God fucking damn it! It's like I used to live here. She's like, it doesn't matter. So I have to do that tomorrow.
Do you have like an expired Minnesota license?
I don't know where it went. That probably would have saved me, maybe. But she did ask, like, did you used to live here? I was like, yeah, like 3 years ago. And she's like, well, call this number and schedule an appointment. So I have to do that tomorrow. But Joseph, I can't remember. Did you, not to put you on blast, did you fail your first time retaking or not?
No.
Oh, okay.
I think I missed like 2 questions. And
it quits out the moment you hit the threshold.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I didn't have to do like the last 5 or something like that.
Okay.
It was pretty. You're not gonna fail. Don't worry.
Well, I got kind of worried because as I got home, I'm like trying to schedule it, and my buddy Chris calls me, and so we're talking about it. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I failed my first time," and for whatever reason, like I thought when he was an adult, he failed his first time, but when he was 16, he failed his first time. I had to take it again. But then I was doing practice tests, and I was like not passing the first few times because they ask you like how many feet behind a bus are you supposed to stop. I'm like, I don't fucking know the exact amount of feet. I just know where to stop. And the answer is 20 feet. But like, stuff like that, right? I don't know the exact numbers. Or one of the questions was like, what % of accidents are due to like alcohol is involved? And it was like 10%, 30%, or 60%. I'm like, oh, it's going to be 60 because they want to scare you. No, it was 30. And it's like, I'm worried I'm going to fail this test tomorrow.
Just take the practice tests a bunch and you'll be fine.
They're the same question.
They're the same exact questions. Just memorize them.
Yeah. I'm feeling. I took a few practice.
It's just like high school, dude. It's not like you didn't pass high school tests.
I just think it's so funny because Jacob, you literally got like a damn near like 4.0 through like engineering school. And you're like, I don't know if I can do this driving test or not, guys.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want to study anymore. I want to just like, cause I feel it's so funny to me, like where I go to this place and ask for a license. And they're like, no, you can't have one. And then I drive home. It's like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? But yeah, hopefully that gets all sorted out tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't know if Michigan, because I have a Michigan license now. And I don't think that they made me take one, but I think that's because they had my old driver's license on file still.
I don't think they do because Alyssa just moved there and she didn't have to do anything.
Okay.
I mean, I went to Indiana. I didn't have to do anything there either.
Yeah, I didn't have to do anything when I moved to Connecticut.
Safe. Yeah.
They should try harder because there's some shitty ass drivers out there.
Dude, people scare me driving.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of driving out there. But anyway, Gabe, how you doing?
Good. I've been busy, man. The weekend Joseph moved was the weekend of Art Oral. That was real fun. Every brewery in Northeast had concerts, so did a lot of drinking, a lot of listening. Next weekend, we'll talk about it at the topic, but I did my 100-mile race. I finished it.
Hell yeah.
I'm a 100-mile rider, centurion, if you will. Super pretty course up in Grand Marais, 2 hours north of Duluth for those non-Minnesotans. All in some back roads and trees and lakes, and very fun. And then this last week, I was back in Michigan because my first brother's wedding was then, so went back, and that was actually pretty fun. It was a lot of drinking. This is the first drink I've had since that weekend because I went a day early to do like a quick bachelor party thing, like last second. And then there's a rehearsal dinner, and then the wedding, and it's just like with all the family and friends constantly. It's like you need a little buffer.
Yeah.
So, and I also had to do a very short toast and stuff for the wedding, so I needed to have some form of social lubrication. So at least that's what I'm telling myself.
Were you the best man then?
So he didn't like technically have one type of a deal, and neither did the bride, but they just wanted like a quick toast, and literally it was like a couple paragraphs, and then announce food was coming. But I signed the marriage certificate, so yeah, that went well. It was a good time. Good time to see everybody and see some.
That
old
means it's on
family.
you if something goes wrong with them.
I'm a witness. Yeah.
Hey, you're responsible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all my fault.
You have to sit in on their marriage counseling.
Yep.
You know?
Please no.
You must not have read the fine print if you didn't know that one.
Yeah. Maybe I didn't witness it. Maybe I was too drunk to be a witness. Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, and I'm finally back here for at least a couple more weeks. So back into the rhythm of being in Minneapolis. So.
Grinding. Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, it's been hot as fuck lately too.
Yeah,
Today was actually pretty nice, but
I don't know. I came back to the wild. I know it's not as bad on the East Coast, but the smoke and the humidity and all that stuff is just a little bit worse. So a little sweaty, but it's good to be back.
At least the skies aren't orange. Here.
This is true.
I'll take
It doesn't look like hell or Blade Runner 2049. So
or Breaking Bad Mexico.
yes,
or just Mexico in any movie.
any movie. So it's been nice.
Joseph, I know how you've been doing, but tell everyone else how you've been doing.
Been doing pretty well. Moved obviously. So that's been a change.
We've had some issues with the house, as we always do.
It's been great. It's been fun. Loving life. Yeah, no, it's I hate moving. I think I'm gonna die in this house because I never want to move again. It's just such a fucking pain. If I do move, I'm just gonna load up whatever fits in my car right now, and that's all I'm taking. You know,
It won't be much. You got a small car.
Yeah, you know what? I don't need a whole lot, I guess.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. Moving was super stressful and not a good time. The original plan for me was to load up everything on a Saturday morning, drive 2 hours to my uncle's place, sleep there, and then do the rest 7 hours on Sunday. But my mom and I were just like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just do it all on Saturday and just absolutely send it. Which I'm glad we did, but we didn't know if everything's gonna fit in the cars, and then dealing with extra furniture I had to get rid of, and then doing the whole drive was super long, and then getting here and unloading, and then just like it was so weird, like just being at my place in Indiana I've been for 3 years, and then like that night I'm in Minnesota, in Minneapolis, in a new house with Joseph Melissa. I was like, it was a lot in one day. But yeah, I'm with you, Joseph. I never want to move states again. Like I'll do a U-Haul across the city.
You're dying in Minnesota.
Exactly. Yeah, like it's so expensive to move and just all the bullshit.
It is expensive.
Super expensive.
And just no thank you. But anyway.
Yeah. Other than that, yeah, biking here and there. Tried out a new trail system.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, Gabe, have you been to Monarch yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, went
It's pretty
there.
fun. It's just a little far away.
I didn't like it. Like
Wow, really?
There's the bike park section, which
Yeah.
I did a little bit because they opened that about a week ago now. So
Yeah, I
it's pretty
didn't get to
fresh.
try that out.
And that was a lot of fun. They had like good like progression stuff there, so you could like practice your skill level and kind of step up a little bit or as much as you wanted to with it. But the rest of it was pretty boring in my opinion. Like there was, I think I did there's like 5 trails.
Yeah.
And they all connect. And I did all of them, and there's like 3 or 4 rock gardens in them, and it was just like smooth trails. There were some fun berms here and there, but it was just pretty like, it was very mellow. I don't know. There was some like jump lines that were fun, some berms that were fun, but the rest of it was like, I felt way overbiked on my cross country bike, other than like the drop and jump line.
Right.
I had fun. I will go again. I think I'd rather ride my gravel bike there, but
Right. At least you got outside, but I don't know. I remember it being pretty fun, and like kind of relaxing. But I think I was, I was like pretty messed up the next morning when I rode. So I met up with some people. I was a little hungover. So I remember like being able to handle it.
It was hot and humid and dusty that day, so it was like I wasn't having a great time, and it was like, it's whatever.
Yeah.
Not my favorite, but like I'm not crossing it off the list as like never go again.
Nice. All right, well let's go to our topic for tonight. This is we always do our kind of mid-year check-in on our year compass to see kind of how we're going with our goals and if we're on track and maybe we need to make some adjustments, for the second half of the year. But let's open it up. So for those who don't know, there's a thing called the Year Compass we do every year, kind of instead of New Year's resolutions. You can go to yearcompass.com and do it yourself if you'd like. But it kind of just structures going through your last year you just finished and kind of how you felt about it, and then your goals for the following year. So let's talk about 2023 stuff, and like I said, just kind of check in on how we're doing. So we'll start on page 15, as we always do. This section's called "This is what my next year will be about," and it's kind of organized into different subjects or areas of your life. So I can start off here. I'm going to start by talking about career and studies because I think what I wrote is funny. So I thought, I don't know, we did this in January, obviously, and I guess by then, at that time, I thought I had decided more than apparently I did because I wrote down finish grad school either by dropping out or graduating. And we all know what happened there. So I did finish grad school. I did drop out. And then I have figure out some way to pay rent that I don't hate and continue to learn about content creation. So I think those have kind of shifted a bit now that I've been trying to get into video editing production more seriously for the past few months and learning more about kind of the space and what I kind of need to do. So I actually was able to meet with somebody on Monday who mutual connection through one of my dad's friends. This guy has been professionally editing for the last 22 years, started a business in Minneapolis and been running with his buddy, mainly editing like advertisements. That's what a lot of the businesses around here is, just doing ads for companies and stuff. But we talked a lot about just like movies and the industry and editing theory and all that stuff. And it was really fun. And he gave me some names of some production houses to contact and see if they got anything, any projects I could work on or internships or anything like that, or just people to make connections with. And so that was really awesome. And I'm right now I'm kind of at the stage where for this year, I just want to focus on learning as much as I can and trying as many different types of projects as I can. Because I've never done an advertisement or anything like that. And there's a lot of types of videos I haven't done. So I just want to, just try to learn and broaden my skill set at this point. So one of the organizations that he mentioned was these guys called Film North. They're a Minnesota-based organization that kind of supports independent filmmakers, and they put on courses and classes every semester. So they're having a summer class about just kind of intro to video production that I'm probably going to take. So it was a really good way to learn about how to use a camera, how to set up lights, how to to shoot a scene. Which, I mainly want to be an editor, but it obviously doesn't hurt to learn about video production and have those skill sets because that'll always help, for other things. So, right now I'm just trying to find a part-time job or full-time job that I can do to make money. And then as much as I can in my free time, just learn about editing and trying a bunch of different stuff. So I'm still in the process of finding out what that balance is going to be, but I'm really excited to kind of continue down that path. Dayton, why don't you go next? What do you want to talk about first?
You're putting me on the fucking spot.
Sorry, I'm going clockwise on Discord.
We don't know what that's like for everyone else.
I guess I'll say relaxation, hobbies, and creativity. The one, keep up my Saturday ritual with an energy drink. Yeah, I'm doing that. There's no way that you're freaking prying that lukewarm energy drink out of my hands at 6 a.m. on a Saturday.
You don't even refrigerate it?
No, dude, I keep it on my nightstand.
Yeah.
So I can drink it in bed.
It goes down easier, Gabe.
I remember you doing that during the crusher in our tent, but I thought that was just for the meme. Like I thought it was just like, I have this in my tent, might as well crack it. I didn't realize that's something you do every Saturday.
Dude, that's a thing. That's a thing. And then I said relaxation in my own weird way. I would say I'm probably doing that. And then I just got a point and shoot film camera, so it will be fun to use that as a creative outlet. And that has for sure been happening. I think I've shot 4 rolls maybe. Gotten those developed, and then I just started shooting a black and white roll. So last summer I used a black and white disposable camera, and like the pictures turned out like nice. So I'm really hoping that this roll turns out well. I think I still have like half of it left though. But I have some really cool ideas that I want to do this summer. Like I want to start documenting, like if I like walk down by like the marina and I see like funny boat names and stuff like that, like making like a little book of all like the funny boat names that I found. Like some of the funny ones are, well, one that I took a picture of is Cosmic Hippo. I really like that one. There's another one, 3 Ring Circus, and it's like a big sailboat that's like painted red and yellow, and it just it looks like a circus.
That's pretty good.
So yeah, it's just been fun to have a different creative outlet. So I've definitely been keeping up with all those.
Oh yeah, that's great. Joseph, you're up next.
Let's see. For physical health and fitness, I have biked 20 miles per week during summer, and we're still, early summer yet, and I'm close. It's been about that, give or take here and there, depending on weather and timing on stuff, but I'm definitely biking more than I have in the past, but I would say less than I would like. Kind of where I'm at, which isn't the worst, certainly better than last year, so that's an improvement. But I'm working on and looking at ways to improve that. So, and then the other one I have is climbing gym ? Which I don't remember if I had decided it then or since, but I think that's definitely going to be a post-summer thing, partly because of money. And if I'm going to be biking a lot, I don't want to spend money on a climbing gym that is, fighting for my limited free time at this juncture. So that's going to be a fall/winter endeavor. So I don't know if that's technically keeping up or not, but that's where I'm at.
You have a plan for it now.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Go.
All right, I'll do relaxation, hobbies, and creativity. Gotta do it.
Gotta get it done.
I think so. I remember writing this. Well, like I said, in January, like all of us, deep winter. I wasn't really getting out much, so I was trying to find ways to get out creatively. So I said, find more creative outlets. Tried a whole bunch of different shit. Haven't really done anything lately, just because it's summer. I've just been doing other things, but. I started even like I journal every now and then, but I was journaling a lot. I even tried some painting. I tried some writing. It's kind of fun to spend a couple hours, but nothing's really stuck, but I tried it. For hobbies, I said snowboard more this year, and I definitely did that a lot. Snowboard a lot more, partly because I had a couple friends who were trying to get into it, so peer pressure made it easier to spend money on lift tickets. So, and I got to go out to Colorado, so that was fun. And then finally, like I just mentioned in the weekly recap, I really want to do a century ride this year, and I did it. And not only did I do it, I did it on gravel. Did it with a lot of climbing. I didn't pick an easy one. I had a lot of fucking self-doubt. Dayton knows. I was texting him like the night before the race, pissing my pants, like thinking I wasn't ready for it. But yeah, no, I think it was good that I did do a hard one, because I don't know. As hokey as it sounds, I feel like I can trust myself a little bit more now. I'm like, oh, I can do hard shit. It works out. Like there were some hard points for sure. But yeah, made it through just fine. So it feels really good to check that one off my list. I've had it in my brain since we finished the Crusher, pretty much. It's like I want to do 100. Yeah, so it's good to get that done.
Oh yeah, congrats, man.
Thanks.
I'll do physical health and fitness, kind of in the same vein. So I wrote down continue running, and maybe increase the frequency. I was doing around 3 times a week in January, and then also try to expand my diet a little bit and try kind of more cultures. So I'm not running as much yet, but I plan to. So I went to, there's a running store around here called Built City Running, and they do a running club Monday night, Tuesday night, and Friday morning. So I went to the Tuesday night one this week and had a good time. So I'm going to try to do that every single week, is kind of have some consistency and people to run with, want to bike some with Joseph and maybe you, Gabe, around here this summer at some point. And just kind of in general, just be a little more active. So trying to get my schedule sorted out still, but I think having some consistency every week will be good for me. And then diet-wise, there's a lot of restaurants in Minneapolis that we can try, and I'm excited to try a bunch of different stuff. So I'm going to get in a good spot to try a bunch of different kinds of food. So I'm looking forward to that for sure.
More options.
Yeah, definitely. All right, back to you, Dean.
All right, I'm gonna do the physical health and fitness, but Gabe just had some serious dubs. Jacob, you just had some dubs. You're planning stuff out. How about a big fat L? Is this the right way for the camera?
Yeah, you got it.
All right. I don't know which way is mirrored for you guys.
You did it both ways. They'll pick it up.
So the first thing I put is I'd like to rejoin the 1,000-pound club before the summer rolls around. So for people who don't know what the 1,000-pound club is, it's a weightlifting thing, and you have to get a cumulative total of 1,000 pounds between your deadlift, back squat, and bench. And I didn't do that. I still got some new PRs, namely on like front squat and deadlift. My deadlift was all right. It wasn't my previous PR, but in terms of like PRs per body weight, it was higher than my last one, so that's something to be proud of. Next one I put lose more body fat percentage, because at that point that was like peak bulk, or bulk if you can really call it that. Like I really didn't put on that much weight over the winter.
Last time I saw you, I was like, what more is there to lose?
But I did put on a good amount of muscle over the winter, and with muscle, when you're bulking, you're gonna put on some fat. So at this point now, it's like I probably have a little muscle left on me from like what I gained, but pretty much all the fat's gone because I've been running and biking more. So just kind of, I can't keep it on when I'm doing that much. And then I have complete the Crusher again, which we are going to do that again.
TBD.
Yep, DVD. And then I had... Oh, actually, this one, Jacob, you know what? You made a note about adding a post-it note to these things. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to add some new fitness goals that I've come up with for myself.
Okay, I'll allow it.
So I signed up for a 5K local like grassroots race here in the area. That's going to be next week. Not expecting to get like a crazy fast time or anything. It'll probably be like low 20s, like 21, 22, something. Yeah,
that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's like I'm just not training for speed at this point. Right. And I want to do the Manister River Trail Loop, run that again. I'll do that in the fall. I want to do a 50K, which is up in a national forest up here. I'll just do that on my own time. And then
just a casual 50K. Yeah. No worries.
And then
easy.
What was the other one? Oh, it's like I came up with this. It's a triathlon, but it's not swimming, it's paddling. So there's this lake. Yeah. There's this lake that I like to go run at, and it literally dumps right into Lake Michigan. And I've run around it, and it's about 5.5 miles. So I'm gonna run around it, bike around it twice, but in opposite directions, and then I'm gonna paddle around the inside of it.
Oh, nice.
So it's gonna be a triathlon. Yeah.
Okay.
I took my pack raft out last weekend actually on that lake. Did like 2 miles. got it on the Lake Michigan, and immediately was like,
That's sketchy as fuck.
Well, it's especially bad because the water temperature was so like the difference was so stark between the inland lake, which is probably, I don't know, like 60 plus, and then I hit the lake, which was probably still below 50. And dude, my pack raft shrunk up like a freaking, I don't know what you want to, whatever analogy you want to make.
Like a raisin?
Yeah, like a raisin. Here we go, Jacob.
I got you.
Good save.
But yeah, so I've got some new stuff in the works that I did not include on there.
Nice.
Oh yeah, nice. Back to you, Joseph.
I'll continue the train of big L's. So relaxation, hobbies, and creativity. I have assembling pack raft.
Oh
I
no.
Less than halfway through because I shouldn't say because. Partially because the last time I was working on it, the sealing iron stopped working.
Yes,
Dayton's sealing iron, heating iron, stopped working partway through. And then that was like it would have been 2 weeks before the move, because the week after I happened to be going home. And so my dad had one from when he used to build model airplanes. And so he had already offered it to me 2 weeks before. And I said, no, I don't need it. I've got one. So it died. So I grabbed that one. And then there was the move. And I haven't really found a good spot. I think I know where I want to work on it now. But we'll just see with time and everything whether what I can manage with that.
Where even is it right now?
It's on the porch. It's in a box.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, I haven't seen it anywhere.
Yeah. All the parts are in the box. The pieces and everything. It's fine.
It's together in the box.
So
no judgment.
Yeah. So not nearly as far along on that as I had hoped. But I will say further along than I expected. So that's a win in my book.
Oh god.
I'll just say you're probably not gonna be paddling this summer, is what I'm hearing.
We'll see come Labor Day.
Oh no.
Fantastic. Gabe, you got any big L's you need to post?
I've got some moderate L's, yeah. I'll do friends and community because the first thing I put was a dedicated friend group for biking, and that just didn't happen. I have like a lot of people that I'll like randomly go on like group rides with. Like I did grand rounds with some soccer friends and some other like, I don't know, small rides here and there, but it just didn't happen because my schedule was so specific. And like, you know that meme where it's like guy who's too good at fighting games beats his friends but not good enough to be in a pro tournament?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's me, but like with biking, where like I'm a little bit faster than like people who just want to like go cruise around the city, but I'm not nearly fast enough as the people who like take it seriously.
Time for a training arc.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like people who are like genuinely training. I don't know. So like I did some group rides and met a few people there, but like it just, I don't know. I had to go my own pace, so that's my excuse anyways. So I just haven't really ridden with a ton of people, more than I would have liked. But now I got a little bit more time in my schedule. Hopefully I can get that better. But yeah, I think it was just like trying to find more community and like hobbies or like casual community. But also it's a little scary going to those group rides by yourself sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
So I have it on my whiteboard to go on 3 group rides by the end of this month, and I've gotten 2 of them done. So I have to be uncomfy one more time. I use my whiteboard for like tasks in a week, month. And yeah, it helps keep me honest, but doesn't mean I don't like it.
Yeah, I hear you. You gotta catch up with me, Gabe. I already made a new friend since getting here.
Oh shit!
So
you're already about ready to drop him too.
No, I'm not.
Does he know about the podcast?
Hey, he said new friend. All right.
Oh, sorry.
We're not talking about dropping old friends because that's already. He's already.
I can't drop him now. We live
Yeah.
together. We're too awkward.
That's true. That's true.
All right. I have a small L I can post. It's not
All right.
not the biggest thing, but in my relaxation, hobbies, and creativity, I have one of the things I want to do is finish the One Piece cross stitch I've been working on forever.
Oh no.
Haven't touched it. Haven't touched it in months. I don't have time. I do not have time.
If you really wanted to do it, you would prioritize it and find time.
I just forget about it. I just forget that it exists. I need to do it like at night when I'm trying to wind down. You know.
Mhm.
Wait, just like keep it on. I don't know if you make your bed in the morning, but put it right on your bed after you make it, and then when you get into bed at the end of the night and you want to wind down, it's right there.
It's not a bad idea, but I usually wind down out in my little living room area, and it's on the coffee table. It's like on the bottom shelf of the coffee table.
Top.
Yeah. I need to get back to it.
Make it more present.
Yeah, exactly. But some things that have been going better is so I'm talking about podcasting and streaming all that stuff, and I did start streaming. I haven't gotten back into it since I moved back here, but I've been streaming for a bit. I started making some TikToks for my stream. That was really fun, and that kind of did pretty well. And I started making TikToks for the Red Stream Movie podcast, which has been going well. So apparently we're getting an Indian audience because we started doing Indian movies recently, and those have been popping off for some reason. So I'm like, me and Perk are like, we'll take it, man. We'll take what we can get. So yeah, that's been really fun. And then one of the YouTube channels I follow here in Minneapolis actually did a challenge last month. They challenged people to make a 3-minute documentary. So I interviewed my friend Lissa's boyfriend about he has a lot of interesting animals that he keeps. So I made a mini documentary about him and his animals and finished that. And that was really satisfying. I posted that on YouTube separately, and that's doing actually pretty decent. And then for me, I'm decent. It's like 150 views, which is like not a lot by any other standard, but like for me, it's a lot. So it's been very like satisfying to make stuff and put it out there and get some eyes on it. So it's been a good time.
Nice.
Dayton, what's the last thing you want to talk about before we move on to another page?
I'm gonna do another one on this.
Yeah, one more. Let's do one more. I'm forcing you to choose.
You only filled out 2 boxes.
You're supposed to fill out more.
Yeah, I'll go with the mental health and self-knowledge. I put be more mindful of when I need to take a mental break, even though I want to say yes. So yeah, I've definitely gotten better at saying no to things, especially when I have plans or something that I would like much rather do. Like maybe I want to like play video games that day or something like that. And then I also put down read 2 self-help books. I think in the winter I actually read like quite a bit. I can't remember what the books were.
Must have helped.
Well, I remember
That's really mean.
I remember one of them, and one of them was called Micro Adventures, but it wasn't so much like a self-help book as it was like a just get out and do stuff book.
I read the first like 25 pages of that because I think you sent it to me.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would put it in self-help category, but it's definitely more like maybe it's like to be more spontaneous and like
Yeah.
I guess so. Yeah.
Go on an adventure. Let's go to Target.
Oh
A
god.
good Target adventure.
I'm sorry, I had to do it.
But yeah, that's all I had in that block. So
Okay.
Dayton's been doing more Target runs since reading that book.
the nearest Target's like 20 miles away.
Joseph.
Yeah, I'll make it a full-on L sandwich. So we had a W, an L, and then I'll do another W.
Ooh.
Well, it's like a compliment sandwich, right?
Mhm.
Nice, mean / cruel. Again. Anyway, let's see. I have for personal life / family, visiting home 3 times. I've made it twice this year. Within the course of a month, I go home. One of them was a spontaneous, maybe not spontaneous, unplanned trip for a funeral for a father of one of my friends. which was an unfortunate reason. And then Mother's Day, I went home because I like seeing my mom.
Don't call Crazy Cat mommy. All right, I
That's
don't
not
appreciate that.
how I thought you were gonna end that sentence.
All right, Joseph's had enough beer. His filter's dropped.
No,
Maybe
I
he
was
should be the one
leaving-
who's drinking water.
Yeah.
When I was leaving work, before I left for that, I was like, all right, I'll be back. I'll see you guys like next week, or like later in the week, later than whatever. Like, oh, where are you going? I'm like, oh, I'm going to see my mommy. And they look at me, I'm like, what? It's Mother's Day, man. Like, come on.
Yeah, Mother's Day, not Mommy's Day.
Mommy's Day is different. It's a
Well, like,
different
come
bucket.
My mom, like, whatever.
Oh man. Gabe, close it out here. Get us
Sorry,
out of this
I thought that was the funniest shit ever.
It was fun giving Dayton some bait. I just know
Alright.
I'm a master at it.
I'll do mental health and self-knowledge. I put it's kind of a moderate L, I feel like, because I said I learned a lot about last year and about myself. Trying to be more self-compassionate this coming year, more open to new experiences, and become more grateful. Like make more of a effort to be grateful, like in my life. I think I've been pretty good about that part and being a little bit more open to new experiences and hanging out with new people. But the self-compassionate thing is something that I'm really bad at. I'm pretty harsh on myself a lot of the time, so I'm pretty aware of it. And there's definitely been times where I've been a lot better. But yeah, I mean, it's still something. I don't think it's going to be a yearly, like it's going to be checked off in a year or whatever.
Right.
But it's something that I've like at least been more aware of, at least, and it's still like in the back of my mind when I'm like talking shit to myself in my head. So I'd say it's better, but
yeah,
hard to check that box off.
Yeah, gotta take baby steps and all that stuff,
For sure.
All right, let's continue here, and let's see. Is it the next 2 pages? Our magical triplets. And we can get as much. I don't know how much you guys want to do with these, but anything that kind of pops out to you that you want to check in on. I'll start with these 3 things I'll have the power to say no to. I have unsolicited advice, self-doubt, and feeling responsible for things out of my control. I feel like I've been doing a really good job of not taking unsolicited advice and just like being aware of it. Like, I don't know, trying to be more aware of that is so funny because like whenever I go on any social media and I see anybody being like, here are 5 things you should do for your life, I'm just like, you don't know anything about me. It's like everyone loves to tell everyone else how to live their lives, and it's just really, really funny once you start like noticing it. So I feel like that's been good at, being aware of that. And then self-doubt, I'm still working on. It's hard when you're changing careers for a second time and you're like, all right, do I have what it takes to do this again? But I'm feeling mostly okay. And then, yeah, feeling responsible for things out of my control. I don't think it's happened too much so far this year that I can remember. At least recently, I've been okay with that. So I'm doing okay on that triplet, I would say, so far.
Nice.
Dayton.
I am going to do these 3 things I will dare to discover. So,
Dude, you always pick the fucking category I've lined up in the chamber before me. It drives me nuts.
hey man, sorry if Jacob would have chosen to go counterclockwise instead of clockwise.
No,
Yeah,
you would have
we
been
would've-
looking like the schmuck.
Yeah, I would have been looking like a freaking
I'm
poor
pro
schmuck.
clock over here.
Someone clip that.
So what I had was my true reasons for always wanting to be productive, places nearby to relax, and then new facets of my friends. I would say I've done a pretty good job of doing the last 2. The first one, I don't know. I don't know why. I think it might just be ingrained in me or something. But nearby to relax, yeah, I found a lot of them. I've been any place that I can't walk to, I bike to that I want to go see, and that leads me to kind of see some different areas that I can hang out in. Found this one really cool place that we saw a lot of mushrooms and some weird like parasitic flowers and actually a bald eagle's nest. So that was pretty badass. So I like that place a lot. And yeah, new facets of my friends. I mean, I feel like always learning new stuff about. I mean, new friends. It's easy to learn new stuff about, but even you guys. So.
Oh yeah,
I've been unchanged since 2015.
Freshman year, Gabe would beg to disagree.
Pretty sure I'd cringe if I met 2015 Gabe.
Oh yeah. Sure. Oh yeah.
I hope we'd all would, like, for each other, ourselves. Not
for you in specific, Gabe.
What if you hang out with that Gabe?
At 2015.
Oh man.
I'm ready to let go of these 3 things. So I had my bin of donations / items to sell, which I donated all of them. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not going to sell it. I've had this bin for 2 years at this point.
Oh my god.
It's too much hassle to sell.
I'm not going to sell it. Like, fuck that. So the W there, impatience. Working on it, not happening fast enough. That's a little frustrating.
You're impatient with your lack of impatience.
I read that. I was like, I can make this a joke. Mostly out of insecurity. I don't know. I think I've been working better on it. I like to think I'm working on that and have seen improvements on it.
I've noticed it, just as someone who lives with you now, I've noticed that we're like in conversation, you'll like stop for a second and be like, all right, I'm good. Like, I think you're doing pretty good.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And then fear of inadequacy. I definitely, as we've been moving back into bike season, I have noticed that as at first it's like, fuck, how do I work on a bike? Been however long, but getting back into the rhythm, it's like, okay, yeah, I do know what I'm doing here, and until you get hit with something, it's like, oh, I'm stupid, how did I not see that? So, that's with anything. So, but no, I've been that's been helpful too, is doing, participating, like my job being something that like I am passionate about and something I have been learning a lot about and able to dive into a lot. So that's been helpful with that.
It fixed my bike up pretty quick.
Yeah. Mostly just needed to be hosed down.
Yeah. It was quite dirty. Gubby gub.
Say the line, right. Gabe. Say the line.
the meme. These 3 things I will dare to discover.
Yeah.
Oh god. I did Backroads of Minnesota, and I think that was kind of multifaceted. Part of like more places in Minneapolis to go around, mostly my bicycle. I found a lot of new spots, just part of my training and stuff. Got to go a lot further, checked out places south, checked out places west, checked out places east. Been cool. I feel like I've got to see a lot more of the state, and then obviously up by Lake Superior up on the north side, get to see a lot of super cool stuff. So I'm glad that I made an effort to go check those spots out. Have a whole different country. Haven't got there yet, but there's something in the works. Got a plane ticket to a whole different country later this year, so I'm super excited about that. And then lastly, I did my creative side, which I kind of mentioned. Did a little bit of exploring early in the winter, but kind of fallen off the bus as it's gotten into bikes version of Gabe, So it's one track mind over here, so maybe I'll get back into it.
Nice. Let's do one more of these, if you guys don't mind. I'll do these 3 things I want to achieve the most. The first 2 are kind of hand in hand of confidence in who I am and pride in what I do. for those, I feel like I'm doing okay. I think I'll feel better once I have a little more traction and if I'm able to make any money from it at any point in the near future. But as far as confidence who I am, one thing I've been trying to work on recently is being more confrontational. And that sounds like I'm trying to argue with everybody, but by that I mean, I saw this TikTok about a woman talking about how like if you can't fight with the people in your life, you don't actually have deep relationships with them because you're worried about what they're gonna say or do, and then you're not actually being honest about your feelings, you know. And it really like hit me as like, oh fuck, how often do I just not say how I'm actually feeling or to preserve what like the peace of the relationship or whatever. And so I've been trying to be better about like when something bothers me, just to say it quickly, you know, as opposed to being like, oh, I'm worried if I say this, then they're gonna get mad. Like even like Joseph and Alyssa with you guys, like there's a couple times we were like getting set up, and I like had an opinion about like how I wanted things to be, and I'm like, for like I'm like, oh, I don't want to say that because they might get mad. I was like, no, I'm just gonna say it, and then it was like totally fine. Like it's never as bad as you think it's gonna be. So I feel like I'm not fully there yet, but I'm trying to be better about just like saying how I feel immediately, so it doesn't like stew and get worse and worse over time, you know. Mm-hmm. And then the last thing on there is getting our audience in the hundreds. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but I'm gonna try.
Well, you've been saying you made TikToks for Red String. You made
where's our TikToks?
Where's our?
There's
TikToks?
only so much time in the day. I'm working on it. Yeah,
we say funny stuff sometimes. So why can't you clip it?
Why don't you clip it, Gabe?
You just said you like going clockwise. I mean, that's that's quality content. Everyone wants to hear that.
But no, I have been happy with how like streaming has been going and other stuff. I'm pretty happy with how things are going. I just want to keep doing it, and I want to spend more time on it. But I had to make money to survive, which is dumb.
Overrated.
Yeah,
just live in the woods.
Yeah. Dayton, what are you gonna talk about?
Don't do the one I'm thinking.
All right.
You know what? No, you know what? I'm shutting you down. I'm going counterclockwise. We're going to Gabe because Gabe got one locked in.
I'm ready to let go of these three things.
I wasn't gonna do that one, dude. That's a low tier. That's a low tier triplet.
Oh, fuck off.
Hey, wait a second.
That's what Joseph's gonna do.
That's what he just did.
Oh, did you? Oh, yeah. Man, I'm sorry.
Wow.
Some of them are close enough. I just like, I don't know. I block out the sentence. I did my old job. Pretty good. I'm embracing the job a lot more. I think part of it was just more of like comparing a lot of the old job and the new job, and like this part's better, that part's better. At this point, it's like, okay, I work here now. Like these are the things about it.
Question: Has it been a year yet, or was that later in the summer?
It was September when I started. Yeah, so
you're
it's
getting
been
close to a year. So okay.
Yeah. It's been about 9 months. I'm still learning so much shit. There's so much going on. But yeah, I think there was a little bit of like hesitancy on the decision when I wrote this. So that's what I was referencing. Next, I did social anxiety. I think I am a lot less socially anxious than when I wrote this. I think a big part of it too is like part of it being COVID, where like I don't talk to a lot of people, and you're just I don't know, a little rusty, I guess.
Yeah.
And I think the rest is kind of gone now. I feel a lot less of the voice in my head of like, why'd you say that? It's just I'm just talking to people. Yes, that's been good actually lately. So, and then kind of tying into that actually is self-doubt. Part of that is the social anxiety aspect of it, but also even as I was mentioning, you know, physically saw it on the physical side, you know, with the bike race and the effort I've been putting in, and just like general confidence and stuff. Like as I'm saying this now, this may change in a few months, but I do feel pretty good. I feel like I have a lot less self-doubt right now, so it feels pretty solid. Maybe it's because I did something stupidly pointless and hard, but if it makes me feel that way, I'm cool with it. So
I mean, that's life, right?
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta force yourself into dumb, stupid things. So
yeah.
Feeling good.
Joseph.
All right. These three places I will visit. Spoiler, I haven't visited any of them yet, but there's kind of a caveat with that. So I have Bear and the Bean, which is Twin Lakes up north. Blue Mounds, which is a state park. I think that one is on the west side of the state. And then Itasca. One of them is the start of the Mississippi, and one's on the west side.
I think Itasca is the start, if I remember correctly.
Blue Mounds, I think, is the west guy. I think you're right.
Yeah. So the caveat with that is we do have Itasca scheduled, got that all planned out. But I think we're scrapping Blue Mounds and Bear and the Bean because Alyssa and I are going to be doing a road trip to 3 national parks in Utah instead.
Nice.
So we're going to be doing Bryce Canyon, Canyonlands, and the Black Canyon at Gunnison Park.
That'd be sick.
So we got camping sites set up, and unfortunately we're not able to stay in the parks, but sometimes that's not always the worst thing. So yeah, we're planning that for mid-July. So I think that's a little bit better than the state parks, but we're planning out some of the hiking routes we're planning on doing, and yeah, it'll be fun. We're planning a stop in Leadville, Colorado to maybe get another Melanzana hoodie. We'll see how time allows.
You gonna do the Leadville 100 while you're there?
Yeah, just a quick
casual,
quick, easy, casual Leadville 100.
Yeah, it's easy. It's
Yeah.
not an altitude. You don't.
It's
have
not
to
one of the
invited
hardest
to join
mountain
it.
bike races of all time.
They let walk
Easy.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where I'm at with that.
Joseph, here's what I want you to do. I want you to put a post-it note on your compass and swap out the state parks. A little swap. Me and Dayton, we're posted boys. You got to join the club.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Dayton, what do you got?
These 3 things I will make my surroundings cozy with.
Oh, dude, that's a low tier triplet.
I was waiting for
So low
it,
tier.
I was debating about choosing the one that you picked just to
fight me.
Yeah, but I wanted to do this one, so screw you. So the first one is music. So pretty much anytime that I'm home, I just have music playing. Doesn't really matter what the hell it is. My beanbag chair, which is right behind me, I spent a lot of time in there. Played a lot of Switch games on it. Watched a lot of anime on it. So that's been nice. And then last one is photos of my favorite memories. So a lot of like my film, I've gotten all of it developed like onto like actual like prints. And then I'm planning on, at least in my bedroom, putting up one of like those little like strings that you can like tack pictures to. It might look kind of shitty. I don't know yet. But I want to try it at least.
It'll look like a white girl's dorm room.
Yeah, there we go.
Sound a little white girl dorm room.
And that's kind of what I'm scared of, but you know what? Not that many people see my bedroom. Not that people see my bedroom, so I don't care.
Yeah, right. Oh yeah. All right. Well, that's pretty much it. Is there anything else you guys want to cover? Do you want to do? Maybe we do the word. Let's check in on our word for the year ahead. Finish things up here. So mine is selfish. I feel like I'm doing a pretty good job of that, of trying to live for myself and not be ashamed about what I want to do and not take too much, influence from other people and what they think I should do. One thing that's been not really too in line with this, but I just thought of it and I was thinking about this is like, I don't always move as quickly as I would like on some of these things. Like I'll have an idea for something I want to do and it'll take me like days to actually do it, which can be frustrating. And then also like, if the day starts not how I expected it to start, it like fucks my entire day. Like yesterday, I was planning on going to the DMV yesterday, and I overslept. And I'm like, well, now I can't go because it's too late. And then this happened. It's gonna get in a funk, and I don't end up getting on the schedule I had planned for. So I need to be better about that and figure out a way to kind of break that chain of like, okay, I can still get back on track. So, but overall, I'm trying to be a little selfish this year. I'm going counterclockwise again, so we're going to gate.
My word is discovery, because the goal is to see a lot of new places, and so far, I'd say pretty good, especially with my first international trip. Something I've been wanting to do for a while, but I've let anxiety and then just blaming it on money to get over there. So yeah, I'm excited to explore more and force myself a little bit outside of my comfort zone of quick trips and Lake Superior. So yeah, I think I'm.
Are you anti-Quick Trip? Come on, man, it's the #1 gas station.
Quick Trip.
He said it.
Quick Trip's okay. I'm just saying sometimes I gotta get out of the Midwest. So I think I'm doing pretty good so far.
Yeah, I feel you. Joseph.
My word is adventure. I don't know what I was thinking when I wrote that. Adventure, man.
Hey, you're going on that road trip.
Going on the road trip. I do have. Obviously, we're playing the Crusher. We got other camping trips planned. Little spoiler, I might be doing a small gravel race this weekend that I kind of impromptu decided to do. I haven't decided the distance yet, so we'll just fucking see what we do.
Which one?
It's either the KKD or the KD.
Oh yeah, the KKD. Yeah.
Yeah. In Farmington, it's a non-profit race, so all the proceeds go to kicking Duchenne muscular dystrophy. So it's KDD.
Can't you be a piece of shit and go for free?
No, the minimum is $1.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you have to spend $1.
You could scrounge around for some change.
Yeah, I mean you could follow them, right? Like who's gonna riding your bike?
That's true. Yeah, I mean they give you the GPS file. You do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah,
but
so I'm probably gonna be doing that. I kind of decided on Tuesday or Wednesday that I might. That's a little bit of adventure, right? So yeah,
we'll count it.
Yeah.
All right, Dayton, close it out.
My word is mindfulness.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I don't have anything to add to it. It speaks for itself.
Do you feel like you're being mindful?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay, well that's good. Are you doing any like specific exercises or meditation?
No, I mean mostly just like on my like bike rides into work, like to and from work. I'm just, thankful that I'm able to, be in the moment and be able to live close enough to bike into work where it's not that big of a deal and like the weather's nice and I'm physically fit enough to do all this stuff. And even like being like close to the lake, like just being like mindful that it's there. And I started to tally like how many times I've swam in Lake Michigan this year. So I'm trying to get that number as high as possible. So just trying to really like just be mindful of not only my like emotions, but also just like where I am physically.
Right.
Nice.
Cool. I love it. All right. Well, that'll wrap up this episode of the EWF podcast. Thank you all so much for listening. I will try to remember to put a link to your compass in the description if you want to do it yourself. Obviously, it's half through the year at this point, but you never know. Maybe you still want to do it. But yeah, again, you can catch us every other Monday on podcast services and YouTube. Follow us on Twitch to catch our streams or record live and play some games. But until next time, thanks for watching. Bye.
See you.
Bye.